used to buying the latest gadget, and then 6 months later, we discover that it's no longer the new hotness. In fact, some people joke that they're always the ones who end up buying a new computer or cell phone just weeks, or maybe even days, before some product update or price change occurs. And while some companies like Apple do let customers return and exchange products for new models, as long as their purchase was within a certain time window before the announcement or change, it's generally accepted that the unfortunate soul who made a decision to buy at the wrong time was just unlucky. While there's generally a tick-tock update cycle that's semi-predictable, essentially you never really know when a new product will appear. In the automotive world, however, changes to vehicle lineups are far more predictable. Automakers, for the most part, design their vehicles to be sold for between 5 and 8 years. There's a mid-cycle refresh midway through that production, where a few minor exterior or drivetrain changes might take place, and then there's also a yearly gradual change in options and features and pricing to help them keep up with the competition. Tesla, meanwhile, has a habit of pushing out changes to its vehicles whenever they're ready. And no, I'm not talking about over-the-air vehicle software updates. I'm talking about changes to trim and options, as well as tweaks to pricing. Take last week, for example. In addition to opening the order books for the Model 3 Standard Range and revealing the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, Tesla announced a massive welcome price cut on some of its other models, as well as a change to the naming and pricing for Autopilot. And it's upset quite a lot of existing customers. In some countries, where price changes were amplified by exchange rate differences, it's left some people who purchased a car in the last few weeks as much as $25,000 or equivalent worse off than they would have been had they purchased their car this week. For those early adopters of Model 3 who paid up front for enhanced Autopilot on the understanding that they'd have to pay more to activate that feature after purchase, there's an even more frustrating situation, because Tesla is now offering Model 3 customers who didn't pay up front to activate the system a discount to activate Autopilot on their cars, and the price that they're being asked to pay is as much as $3,000 less than those who paid up front, fearing that activating it after purchase would cost them more. And remember, this is for a product that Tesla has not yet even activated on cars. It's a pre-purchase for when full self-driving is finally pushed to vehicles. It's not a new thing either. Tesla has a habit of dropping and increasing prices in a seemingly irregular, unpredictable pattern that confuses everyone. Which leads me to the topic of today's video, which, by the way, is an opinion piece. Tesla needs to slow the rate at which it's changing its pricing and specifications, because right now it's giving buyers, and those of us who cover Tesla professionally, metaphorical whiplash. That and the almost constant price changes make it hellishly difficult for would-be buyers to figure out exactly how much their new Tesla will cost. Don't get me wrong, I think the Model 3 is fantastic, and if I did own a Tesla, it'd probably be a Model S. I personally like Tesla's attitude to not using franchised dealerships as well, where most traditional car purchases mysteriously get more expensive as options and seemingly random fees are tacked on by the dealership. And that seemingly far more transparent purchase process that Tesla has, I'm sure, has earned it customers. But in changing prices for its cars and packages and changing the content of those packages with such crazy speed, Tesla is essentially doing the same thing that those random dealer fees add onto cars, those same fees that Tesla's trying to get away from. It means customers don't really know how much their car will cost until they sign on the dotted line, or in the case of Tesla, hit buy. It takes Tesla's original idea of clear, understandable pricing and adds a fair bit of hazy confusion. On the other hand, however, I can see the flip side of this all. First, Tesla's goal has always been to accelerate the transition to clean transportation and energy. By lowering the price of its products as soon as those price reductions are possible, Tesla is making it more affordable for people to dump the pump and buy an electric car. It also forces other automakers to stay competitive, and it does create some brownie points for lowering the entry price point for certain Tesla models. But I can also see the argument of those who say, yes, but price drops happen all the time. Other companies are always dropping the prices of products as they age or newer models are introduced with better capabilities. Those who complain, need to just be happy with the fact that they've made a purchase and move on. Well, I can understand that too. But to that kind of argument, I'd say yes, it is totally okay for prices to drop over time, and everyone who buys a car or gadget should expect that price that they've paid to slowly drop over time. But there are two big buts. First, price or content changes for cars change on a predictable cycle normally, which makes it easier for customers to decide if they should buy now or if they should wait for next year's model. Second, small price changes are to be expected, and anyone who doesn't like that is going to have a tough time buying anything. But in some cases, the price changes and pricing packages are so huge that they're bound to cause problems. Tesla should be commended for its work and its tireless drive to switch the world to clean, green, safe transportation. But with massive changes in pricing and content, it risks upsetting its existing customers and causing others to wait before making a purchase. After all, if the price is constantly changing, wouldn't you want to wait a little longer to find out if a better one comes along? That's it. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you liked it or didn't like it below. Scribble a comment, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a single episode. And you can support us using one of the 3 ways below me in the show notes. That's it. I'll be back soon. Keep evolving.